morning, everybody. My name is Giulio Guastamacchia and I work for EPS. So today I do represent an organization which I'm sure you know or you have heard about. It's a big one. It's what you would call a real corporation. It's more than 400,000 people around the globe. So it's really big. It's the real corporate life. So I will work in an organization which is complex. I'm sorry. Is it better now? Which is complex, which is difficult to navigate through, but it really gives all of us employees and managers, the opportunity to grow. And I think in terms of the cooperation between MIB and UPS, and this for us was the very first year, we really learned that we can come to the academic world that for us is theory, and we can really fish for talents. That was the aim, and that was the cooperation, and the cooperation. And I want to thank the team here, well represented by the way, the MIB. This is what we were looking for. Where do we go, and where can we get the next generation? One of the biggest challenges we have in the organizations is to plan for succession. So who's going to succeed me? Who's going to be my replacement if two things happen? First one, I can be moved to a different position tomorrow, so I need to have somebody who can replace me. Or second point, I can retire, even in the same position, but nevertheless, I need to have somebody who can replace me. And it comes when people and managers don't look for their successors, simply because they think they will be sitting in the same position for years, for decades. And that is not the case. If I stay in my role for more than 5 years, at some point, I will stop growing. And one of the things we have in UPS is you will never be allowed to stay in the same position more than 5 years. So you have to move, it doesn't matter how good you are. So after the second year, we do start with this process, which we call talent management system, which is something formal. So we have a system, an application that actually helps us in reaching that. But after the second year in the same position, we start thinking, or actually my boss start thinking, where or in which position are they going to move me over the next year or next couple of years? Because we have this rule which dictates that I have to stay in that position no more than 5 years. Why is that? The new person coming in will bring the organization, the department, the group, whatever, to the next level. Because that person will bring knowledge, will bring theory, will bring past experience with him or with her, and that's gonna, at the end of the day, we're gonna become better. So the real goal, the target we had when we started, and we're gonna continue also next year as UPS, was are we now actually fishing for talents? And that is the reason why you would probably be looking at courses like MIB for your future. You are actually not afraid about challenges, so something new is not something you'd be afraid of, and you are investing on your future, and that's what we are looking for. The technical part we are good at, so people are actually brought to a lot of training classes because we're going to train people on specific activities and processes we have in the organization. But you're going to bring the theory, and you're going to bring, and the fieldwork is really a good tool for that. You're going to bring the new blood, fresh blood to the organization, because what we are looking for is actually somebody who can take us to the next level. So that's why coming to MIB is important, and that's why for UPS, cooperating with MIB is important. This is the place where our common interests actually meet. We are looking for talents. You are talent, and by the way, you will not be here if you don't have a talent. So this is the marketplace where human capital, which is what we are looking for, and organizations, and big organizations, do actually have programs and people working on that, meet. So it's important, it's really important for you to understand the importance of going through the theoretical work and all the the time you're going to spend in classes together with the time you're going to be spending on the fieldwork. And this year, for instance, just to give you a flavor of what we have done for last academic year, we had 4 students coming to work on a project we put together as UPS, and the subject was BRICS, so the emerging markets. And what we thought from the group I manage, which is business development, so what you call sales, what do the Italian companies, or how do they behave? How do Italian companies behave when they have, or when they approach BRICS market? What do they do when they get international? Are they able to get international, or are they stuck in the domestic market? If you're stuck in the domestic market, you will never grow. That's a matter of fact. I mean, no doubt about it. So, what do the Italian companies do when they want to go international? Do they know which path to follow? Do they have the institutions and the organization they should be looking at and talking to become international? So we gave this for students, this subject. They developed that for us, and guess what? We are now using that paper as a startup point to work together with the existing group within the organization, and that was brought also up to the headquarters which we have in Belgium and Brussels, by the way, to start working, and that was the startup point for us. So we started with that. We actually enjoyed it because that brought to UPS a new vision, and that was what we were looking for. And now we're going to expand it, as 3 of the 4 students who were working on that project will start, I think, this week, because we took some time with the paperwork, but this week they're going to be starting working as stagiaires with UPS. And that's going to be lasting for quite a bit of time. And what we are actually looking at now is, can they become UPS employees if they want to? And once you get into a big organization like UPS is, then we have, through that famous talent management system, we do have a process that tells us how to maneuver around. So, is this individual our next manager or supervisor and then a manager? Can she or he be replacing the one we have? And for instance, just to give you additional flavors, I mean, I want to give you some real facts here. In our businesses, we do believe, I mean, in my organization, we do believe we are the best in whatever area you think of. We are the best in finance, we are the best in business development, logistics, of course we are the best. But can we get it to the next level? Yes. How can we do that? We need somebody fresh, with a lot of knowledge, who can actually stimulate different conversations. Because when we talk among ourselves, we're always good at it, because we are UPS, so we are sort of arrogant, if you allow me to use that word. But we need to have somebody fresh who comes in and stimulates the conversation. What if we look at it from a different perspective? That's what we are missing. And if you do that, what we do as managers is, okay, maybe this person, this individual, can actually, if they want, and that's not an important topic for you, I mean, this is a truly international master course. What we look at is she or he willing to relocate? Are you interested in working in Warsaw? Because we have an opening in Warsaw in finance. Because the finance manager has moved to a different place. She went to Dubai, for instance. The operations lady was running Poland, moved to Dubai a couple of months ago, and now we have an opening. So we are looking for somebody who can actually run an operation which is quite complex. In Poland, we have more than 2,000 people, so it's a big one. Guess what? We are now looking for somebody who can replace this lady. And, you know, without hiding ourselves too much, we are struggling. Why is that? We were not planning, or we were not sufficiently planning to have at least 2 people, or in the ideal world we would have 3 people, being the right candidate for that position. That's why we look at you. I mean, I'm a customer to me, I'm a customer to you if you want. So I'm looking for people to come and to say, hey, I'm here. I'm not afraid of change, by the way. I'm not afraid of going international. I'm not afraid to take up the challenge and take you to the next level, because we want to go to the next level. things and the world is really changing a lot. It's difficult to keep up with it. We try that, but it's difficult. We are in a world, and you have heard about that, and definitely be studying that. Mergers and acquisitions are a pain if you are in the organization. So when you have a different culture, a different organization coming to your organization, then you have to start all over again. I don't know if you heard, but UPS put an offer to acquire TNT, if you know the orange, trucks. They are a courier organization. They are smaller than us, but they are 80,000 people, so it's not small. They are small if you compare to 400,000, but nevertheless, 80,000 are quite a big city, if you want. And that did not happen because of the Commission, the European Commission. They told UPS, you're going to become too big, so we're not going to allow you to buy TNT. But guess what? 80,000 people to be merged with 400,000 people. It's a completely different situation. Two cultures melting together. Who's going to win? The biggest one? The smallest one? The more flexible? We are not flexible, by the way, because we are too big. Everything is actually, put black and white because it becomes a process, which is a nightmare for us. Because everything must have a document, so we must have something in written that guides the process. So we cannot have our gut feeling, our gut feeling, okay, I think I can do that way. We need to have a process. So one of the most important and biggest, if you want, department is industrial engineering. Whatever needs to be blessed by IE, by industrial engineering. Nothing happens if they say, no way, no go. But try to imagine 500,000 organizations working together. So it's difficult to maneuver, and that's why having theory, an international view, flexibility, ability to move around, so which means, are you available to go to Warsaw or to go to the States for a couple of years? Is that going to give you, you believe that's going to give you the extra mile, or is it going to give you the extra fish to be played on the table? Yes. And why is that? Because next time, when we will be looking for somebody, your name will come up as one of the first ones. The person is available to relocate, he or she has international experience, has a good background, and that's something we are looking at. And you're going to win in the competition because at the end of the day, you're going to compete with somebody else. You're going to be winning versus the others because you bring more value. And what we look at is bring value. We sell ideas. I mean, at the end of the day, we move a piece of freight, as we call it, from point A to point B. So why should customers buy a service from UPS when somebody else does the same? Where's the value? Okay, it's going to come down to a price game. How much do you cost? Good stuff. But what else? How can we sell value? How can we quantify value? By the way, we are not the cheapest one. So for our business development folks, it's difficult to go to the market and tell them, we have, on an average, we have 10% higher profit, or higher cost than competition. How can you place a product which is exactly the same, because at the end, that's a commodity, if you cannot sell value? How can you sell value? You need to bring the conversation beyond the price conversation. And that's why people like you, people like with your background can actually bring value and build value. And you're going to be building value, on your knowledge, on your experience that you have with the university studies, and possibly with the knowledge you're going to be putting together being here at the master in Università Cattolica. Thank you.